Welcome to Disorder. I'm joined on the lovely Gibson shiny chairs by none other than Ian Watkins from Lost Prophets. Hello, darling.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I like the contrasting style. Of,
really?
Yeah, with the name.
Why?
So you think Welcome to Disorder, there'd be like chaos going on.
Well,
and guitars smashing in the background.
I think if I
Welcome to
touched one
Disorder,
of these,
punch through the Wurlitzer.
well, I wanted to touch one, but men dropped from the ceiling and get your hands off the guitars. Yes, but I'm not a musician, so.
So
I'm not allowed.
Surely, if musicians touched them, they'd be allowed.
Yeah, that's okay, but I have no talent. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Gibson guitars, nice plug. We're here to talk about your new album.
Where's the nice plug?
Oh, well, are you going for a new guitar?
Sorry, I'm going for the Shane Ritchie line of jokeage. That's my new word, kind phrase. Sorry.
Let's get on with this.
Come on then.
New album, first in a while.
Definitely the newest one since the last.
Yeah, that helps when it's called a new album. Tell me about. It was actually let's kind of rewind a bit. You had a couple of false starts.
Like Craig David.
Yeah, in LA. You kind of scrapped the original.
Kind of.
Well, you did.
Yeah.
You scrapped it all.
Yeah.
Threw it away. Went back to Wales and redid it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
What brought that about?
It was subpar.
How far below?
Par?
Are we? Yeah, how far below? I mean, were you actually thinking, I don't want anything to do with this part,
Well,
and I'm going to leave it all behind and then keep moving forward?
I'll put it into a nice analogy for you.
Yeah, okay, go on.
If that album was a trip to, say, fairground amusement park.
Was it a House of Horrors?
No, what everyone would be expecting would be Alton Towers.
Right.
You know? What it was Pensacana Wildlife Park. Yeah.
Quite a downstep then.
Well, not really a downstep, more just kind of, they've got a lemur.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lemurs are cool.
They haven't got a push me pull you.
What's that?
I'm just going to see one of it. It's like a llama with two heads.
Oh, the Dr. Dolittle
Yeah.
kind of thing. Oh, I'm with you.
See?
Okay.
And it's like push me pull you. It's kind of like the
You should be giving them away with the new album.
I don't have any. I don't have any jokes. And I shouldn't be giving away endangered species anyway, if they existed. That's like saying you should be giving away dodos.
I would if I could.
Well,
Genetically modified
who's to
new
blame
dodos.
for the state of the earth then?
God?
No, there is no God.
Oh. We're getting quite existential here. Let's move away
Saying.
from the God push me pull you thing.
You're advocating the use of giving away endangered species to promote an album.
It's a gimmick. Everyone needs a gimmick.
Oh.
But
Okay.
at what
They'll
point?
be dead anyway.
Ian, every time you start getting off, I'm going to give you a little slap.
Sorry.
But tell me at what point in LA did you think this isn't working?
Third and Vine.
Third and Vine. At that
Juncture.
point, you just stood there and went, I hate this album.
Yeah. No, it was someone practicing tuba.
I think it's a door, actually.
I know, so it's tuba. It's the guy who I hired to do the Johnny Briggs theme tune. That walks with me everywhere.
Oh, this is going to be a long interview, isn't it?
I'll cut it down if you want.
Yeah, go
If you
on.
want mundane, here we go. Let's do it. Yeah, it was a.
It was a day in LA on a corner of a
what?
street.
We just realised. Well, I never listened to it, and usually when we do a record, we always listen to it back. Can't get really excited about it and listen to it all the time, and I just couldn't put it on. And
How far into it were you?
We finished it.
Oh right, so it was all done in the can, and you just went.
Because we always had faith. Like whenever you go with a producer, you kind of have to put your trust in him. So we were hoping that he's gonna, no, it's all right. He's gonna turn it around at the last minute.
It just didn't work.
No.
So you came back, and you got your own in-house Stuart, and then a guy called Justin, who, as far as I know, worked on Attack Attack, in to do duties. Was that a little bit like a rebellion against what had been happening with the last album? Because you had Bob Rock, and it was all very Hawaii and big producer man, and now you're like back in Wales.
It wasn't Jack Johnson, was it?
Jack Johnson?
Yeah, that was very Hawaii. I wouldn't say the last album was very Hawaii.
No, I'm not saying the album was Hawaii, but you were in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So the whole experience of recording an album
being in
was
Hawaii
a bit glamorous.
was very Hawaii. Yeah.
Moving back to Wales, was it almost like a homecoming for you, or were you just kind of running from what you'd been experiencing? It was more of an escape route.
Yeah, it was just kind of when you've had enough of one place, and you just you need to step outside it and just right. But we don't. It wasn't really kind of like a big conscious decision to do it. You know what I mean? It wasn't. It was more we'd spent so long in LA, doing the record and doing all that. It was more kind of we need to get out of this, and that's where we live. Well, that's where we grew up. So it seemed like the natural kind of thing to just go there and chill out. And
did the writing start again and feel better immediately, or did you have to kind of acclimatise yourself again?
No, it was fine. I mean, because a lot of the songs on the first, scrap one, are songs we wrote anyway, and they're on the new, they're on the album. It was just the way they were developed and produced. Excuse me. It was just the wrong direction, And we kind of, like I said, we had faith that they'd eventually turn in the right direction, and the producer would know. Was on a wavelength and knew what he was doing, and then it got so far. I was like, yeah, this isn't going to really change. So we took the songs that we really believed in that were already written, wrote some new ones, and then just kind of it's the old thing of if you want something done properly, you got to do it yourself.
That's quite true.
Very true.
The album title, was that always The Betrayed?
Yeah, ironically.
That's quite heavy duty. Kind of The Betrayed. It sounds quite dramatic.
But it needed to be, though. It needed to be the antithesis of all the other albums. Because I think, I'd said everything I wanted to say regarding, rally call of the people, let's do it, fight apathy and conditioning of society, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to kind of, do the Sith to the Jedi.
Bit of, like, mind tricks and...
yin and yang.
And
you can't appreciate the light without nothing dark.
Do you think it's the most personal album you've ever done?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I saw it already reviewed in a couple of places. Won't mention other magazines, and they're saying it's the biggest work you've done. The most accomplished. I mean, how would you sum it up?
The biggest and most accomplished work.
Really?
Yeah. No,
hardcore thinking that.
It genuinely is. I think that's because we did it ourselves and we did it with Stuart. You know what I mean? Like every other album. Especially when it comes to lyrics, you have to explain yourself. Or like, what do you mean here? What do you mean here? And it's just like, you know what? It's just easier to make up something or some hypothetical situation and not really put yourself in it. Because if you're writing about something which is real and true, and then you have to explain it, it's like, you're taking out any emotion that was kind of vested in it by having to kind of clinically break it down, and B, it's just really horrible and uncomfortable to do, Whereas, because Stuart knows me, and we've known each other, for 20 odd years, there was no need to do that. He knew what I was singing about, he knew where I was going, he knew what I meant. So I could just do it without explanation.
Was he quite comfortable doing, taking off one hat, putting on another kind of producer base?
He's always done that. I mean, he's like, even before we were signed, he'd do our demos. Me and him would spend hours in this little studio where he used to work. Just tracking, stuff, and that was before like Pro Tools and before Auto-Tune and before, when still tapes.
Vinyl.
So, before gramophones,
2 tin cans and a piece of string.
Exactly. Record on stone tablet.
That must be, I was going to make a really bad joke, but I won't do it, it's just too bad.
Why
Dad
stop?
joke. Well, dignity.